Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, we got a very great guest, and he is a bodybuilder, and he's a writer, a director, producer. He's made a couple films about fitness and bodybuilding, and we're going to talk to him all about that today. And maybe I'll get some diet tips on how to lose my stomach or something. You never know. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room. And my interview with Heber Cannon is coming up next. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thanks so much for taking time out of your night and coming on the show.
Dude, my pleasure.
Thank you. Well, it actually looks like it's still a day time there.
Yeah, I'm in currently in Ogden, Utah, and it's a beautiful day in Salt Lake City, basically. And yeah, it's still daytime.
Wow, nice. Okay. I live in Philly, so right now it's like dark.
Feel it would be dark.
Yeah. So like the first thing I wanted to ask you, I see you're real big into CrossFit, bodybuilding, dieting, fitness and everything. Like how long have you been doing this, and what drew you to it?
Man, I started CrossFit back in 2008 is the first year I started. I've always grown up being super into fitness and training and running. And I loved, so to give you a kind of perspective, like my senior year of high school, I would wake up, I'd jog, I'd go to school, I'd finish school, I'd go to swimming, then I'd go to boxing, and then I'd go home and I'd lift weights, and then I'd study. I just loved moving. I loved doing all different kinds of physical activity. And then in 2008, I was introduced to CrossFit, and I was like, this kind of combines everything I like to do, which is, I don't like to train one type of modality. I like doing all kinds of fitness, and this sport was brand new at the time. It was fairly, at that time it was only like 5 to 7 years old,
Oh
and
wow.
I just immediately fell in love with it. And since then, that's all I've done.
Okay. But when you first start training, you were doing like the weight lifting and sports and stuff, right?
Yep, correct.
Okay. Okay. What which sport do you like? Do you like playing the most?
Ooh, outside of CrossFit, I really like anything that is in. So I grew up playing basketball. I
Hmm.
was, believe it or not, I was small, but I was on the rugby team. I loved basketball. Is probably my favorite sport outside of this that I have the most fun in, just because I like the team element of it. I grew up as a kid playing it. But I'm probably of all sports, I'm probably the best at swimming.
Oh wow. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That's, swimming is something I never did. That's something I should do. Like I'm like one of the rare ones that actually don't know how to swim. I never swam.
Oh man, what better time to learn than now?
I know, right? Exactly. and, and for anyone who doesn't know like what CrossFit is, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So CrossFit is basically, I like to think of it as training for anything. You can think of it as training for the end of the world or training for life. In life, you don't know if you're going to have to shovel your sidewalks tomorrow, or you're going to have to climb up a wall or jump over a fence because a dog's attacking you, and you have to be able to lift your own body weight over an obstacle. Um, or you're going to have to like maybe move your car by lifting it with your body weight to uh, get it unstuck from the ground or something, or in the snow. Back to snow again. You want to be able to do kind of everything, but if you're training for everything, you're not going to be great at everything. So you train for everything, and you're kind of mediocre at everything. So like I can run a pretty fast mile compared to the general public, but compared to a specialist in running, I'm not very good.
Okay.
Um, I can lift a lot of weight, but compared to someone that is an Olympic weightlifter, I'm not very good. And a lot of the top CrossFitters would be the same, where they're like, I'm not a top CrossFit athlete. I just like the sport a lot.
Yeah.
But basically you train for as many different modalities or types of physical activity as possible, so that when any one of them comes up in life, you're prepared to try something new. So quite literally just now, I'm sitting in a parking lot because for a video, we were pulling our truck as like a strongman event. So we put a harness in front of it and I was dragging it about 30 yards. And I've never done anything like that before, but I'm able to do it because I've trained a bunch of different activities.
Wow, that's something. Wow. Damn.
Yeah, it's something. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to move a truck, let alone a car.
I believe in you, buddy. I think you could.
Thank you. And for anyone like who's trying to get in shape, like, you know, trying to lose a little bit of the stomach, or just wants to improve their health stamina, like what would you tell them to do to like lose a couple inches around their waist and to breathe better?
I would say anyone can go to a CrossFit gym. They're open for anybody. There's coaches in there that will help you scale and do things appropriate, so that if walking around the block is tough for you, they can start with that and get you moving. But if that's too intimidating, just start moving. I have friends that I encourage, like, hey man, just walk around the block today, and then tomorrow walk around it twice. And then in 3 months after doing that, like when you're ready, we'll take you to the next step. So my advice to anyone trying to lose weight is just start. Don't worry about how far you want to go on day one. Don't go far on day one. Do what's appropriate for you. And then as you get better, you can start worrying about things about, like, if I'm really wanting to lose weight, moving is going to be a great way to start. And that's a fun way to start. And then the most effective way to start to lose weight and feel better is to take care of how you provide food for your body.
Okay.
And that would be like, you can do calorie restrictive diets, but my biggest encouragement to anyone trying to lose weight is to find a diet that will work for you for the longest period of time. Find a nutrition plan. Don't think of it as a diet, think of it as a lifestyle, and find something that is exciting and something that you want to do. So if you're excited about you do some research and you find out that there's the ketogenic diet sounds fun to you, and I like to eat a lot of fat, I like a lot of protein, I'm not really attracted to carbs, like that's something I can do for a long time. I have friends that I'm like, oh, that's a great fit for you. For me, I count macros and I eat whatever I want, but I am very restrictive in terms of how much food I'm eating every day.
Oh, okay. And how do you feel about like plant-based foods and plant-based diets? Or are you someone that follows that, or do you know people who do it?
I know people that do it. I don't personally do it. It's not something that I would do for a lifestyle. Maybe I would do it as an experiment, but I've never currently tried a 100% plant-based diet. No.
Okay. And what about fasting too? Like I've never done it yet, but I've known people that go like one full day without eating anything. All they do is drink water or lemon water, or have you ever done something like that?
Yeah, I usually do a fast day once a month.
Oh, really?
Okay. That's both for health and religious reasons. I believe that's a great way to reset your central nervous system, to reset your body. At 24 hours is a great thing to do. Also, the other way people fast is you put your body in a catabolic state when you're fasting. So you can do like, I know of people that do this, a lot of people that will do this, that are like, they'll eat in a 6-hour window. And so like, that's their only restriction, is I'll eat from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and anything I want in that 6-hour window. But the other 18 hours of the day, I'm only drinking, and I'm drinking stuff that has no calories in it. Or if they do, it's like lemon water or like salt. So you're getting nourishment, but you're basically kind of starving your body for 18 hours a day, but you're still eating a ton in that 6-hour window. And I know a lot of people that do that, and that's a great way to stoke your metabolism.
Oh wow, okay. Just recently, I tried doing a juice cleanse, and I went online. I found a place that sends you the juices and stuff, and it was 24 hours of like you have to drink. I think it was 7 bottles of juice. It was 7 small bottles, and oh, wow, it was something. I was starving.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Was it fun? Did you enjoy it? Did you feel good?
Yeah, like after, I mean, during while it was happening, I didn't feel good because all I was thinking about was food. But 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 like after I did it, I actually felt good. Like my body felt better.
Okay. Would you do it again?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good sign.
And I saw you also like you've done films based on CrossFit fitness and stuff. How long have you been doing films for? Like you direct and produce them, right?
Yep. I direct and I produce a ton of movies. I've done now. I've just finished my, not just, I finished, I believe it's 5 of them, 6 of them. I can't even remember. Honestly, I think it's 5. I'm going to say, no. Okay. I've done 6. I've done 6 movies. So I started filmmaking before I was into fitness, or about the same time. So when I was a really young kid, my brother was making movies for his high school skits and things for the high school assemblies that they would play back in like the late 80s, early 90s. And I loved it. I watched him make movies. I watched him edit them on a VCR to VCR in my basement, and I had him teach me how to do that. And so when I was like 8, I was making my own versions of like Aliens. I remember watching the movie Alien 3 and trying to reenact that in my basement, and grew up always coming back to filmmaking. And eventually my senior year of high school, I realized like, oh, I actually could do this for a job. Like
Mhm.
this didn't really fit. It always felt like a side hobby, but that's when it dawned on me that it could be something that I do as a profession. And so I put all my eggs in that basket, and I fell in love with the process and had zero desire to make documentaries. And eventually I started working as a contractor for CrossFit. I had worked there for about 3 years. Well, more than that, from 2009 all the way to 2014. In
Wow.
the end of 2013, I was approached to make a movie about the 2014 games, a documentary.
Wow.
And I said, there's only one story I want to tell this year, and that's about this young man named Rich Froning who had won the CrossFit Games 3 times. He was going for his 4th win, and then had told me in private that he was going to retire at the end of the year. So I said, okay, I'm going to follow this guy's journey throughout that entire year. And the movie was extremely successful and kind of just opened the door to have that be my full-time job from 2014 all the way to 2018 for CrossFit headquarters specifically. And then in 2018, I left there and started my own YouTube channel called the Buttery Bros, where we make basically a weekly video about all kinds of things related to fitness, CrossFit, weightlifting, bodybuilding, luging, swimming. We did a marathon last week. We were in Iceland training with a strongman last week. It's been a very busy couple years with that and a ton of fun. And we've also, on top of that, produced a documentary every year until now. We're not done making movies. We're just taking our time with some of the projects that we're working on top of the YouTube.
Damn, that is a lot of stuff.
Yep. Try to juggle a lot.
Wow. Okay. Like that. Definitely. That's you. You're definitely busy.
Yeah. I try to keep myself busy, you know?
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't really have idle hands.
And how was it like being? You say you were just in Iceland, right?
Yep.
I mean I've heard about. I never been there. Like, is it as cold as they say it is?
No, it's not that cold because it's not too far north. It's north, and there's glaciers and there's ice all over it. But it's also not covered completely in ice. Like Greenland is more cold and probably miserable than Iceland. Iceland
Oh,
has these
really?
beautiful coastal towns that are really warm, but like it'll be any day of the year. It could be 55 and semi sunny with a little bit of a wind chill, but that that maintains that year round. So it doesn't ever get much hotter than 55, but it also doesn't get much colder than like 32. I'm pretty sure they get snow. I don't know how cold it gets there. Honestly, I haven't been there in like December. But every time I've gone, it feels like it's kind of like New York or the East Coast in I would guess like October, November era.
Oh wow. Okay. See, I wouldn't have thought that. I would think it was like 0 all the time or 10 degrees and people with these heavy winter coats and shivering and
But yeah, that's not too bad of an idea of it, because you can, like, in Reykjavik, which is the capital city and where most of the people live, I was walking around in a t-shirt and jeans or like a light jacket on most days. But when you go exploring, like, we didn't do this trip, but you can go up to these glaciers, and if you go to certain parts of the island, it's extremely windy and quite cold. And
oh wow.
so like when I went in March of 2018, we went up to this glacier, and on that trip I definitely wanted a giant parka and one with big fur and as much warmth as I could, because it was really cold, and the wind chill there is really gnarly once you get out of town.
Oh, okay. Okay, nice. Well, see, that's the part that I I would think like Iceland. You think cold,
Yeah, not too far off.
and I was like looking up your stats and stuff. Like you've done like a lot of like you've won contests for like squats and pull ups and
Not really. I mean, I've won some challenges with my buddies.
oh okay okay
I've won some, like, I haven't won any like national awards for my physical fitness capabilities. Although we did on the show win an event called Tribal Clash, which happened in 2020, February 2020. And that's probably the biggest thing that we've won on the show. But most things, like, I'm not an elite athlete. I'm just like a generally half decent athlete. But I'm constantly surrounded with people that are the top of their sport.
okay okay
And I get
nice
opportunities to interact with them.
nice. And what do you like doing during your free time when I mean I know you love doing CrossFit and dieting and working out. Like what else do you like doing?
Man, I love traveling, and I love just spending time with my kids and family. And so, on top of running our own YouTube and a couple of businesses, I've got a family. I've got a wife and 2 young boys that are 8 and 6, Maverick and Finley, and they are the light of my life. I love just getting home, wrestling with them, going out back. Like last night, I got a text from my wife that said, "Hey, Maverick has invited you to come work out in the backyard," and I was like, "All right, I'm there." So I dropped everything I was doing. I ran home, and he had set up a bunch of weights and a whole workout for us to do, and then we took a cold plunge ice bath after. But
Wow.
again, that's just doing fitness with my kids. But I love. We just went to Hawaii a couple weeks ago, and I was able to take them as
Nice.
part of our journey, and that was probably the highlight of 2022 so far.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Nice. And what kind of songs do you like listening to? Like what's on your playlist?
Oh man, that's anything. So, like, people used to give me crap because I would like, for a long time I would watch this TV show called The Boys on Amazon. I'm a big
Oh
movie
yeah.
buff, so I guess that's my other, like, I don't get to do that as much, but I love movies and I love going to the cinema. So now when I have like some free time, usually if I'm like washing dishes, I'll watch a show or something like that. But like during, I can't remember when I discovered The Boys, but I watched a ton of it, and love that show. It's a great show.
Mm.
If you, it is what it is, but it has a bunch of Billy Joel, and I loved Billy Joel growing up. So I've been on a Billy Joel kick lately. Even whether I'm driving or just at the gym or skiing, I'm a big fan of like the 2000s era rock, like Weezer or U2 or Coldplay or pop music in that era. And then lately I've been rocking a lot of Odessa, some EDM type stuff, and like Rufus to Soul has been hitting my playlist. And yeah, that's kind of that's a lot of it. I listen to a lot of music.
Sweet. Eh, Have you ever went to see any like live bands and stuff like at any shows?
I love live concerts in high school and through a lot of college. Any concert that was coming through town, I would go and see. But
Nice.
in the last like probably 15 years, I haven't had a whole lot of time for live music. But probably my favorite concerts I ever went to was me and my brothers. Uh, I'm one of 5 boys in my family, and there's a sister as well, so 6 kids. But 4 of us boys got together and we did a road trip to catch a whole bunch of U2 on tour. So we saw 3 shows over the course
Nice.
of 4 nights, and those were just amazing concerts that live in my heart.
Oh wow, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Nice,
good
nice.
time.
And I always ask guests this when I have them on the show because my show is horror based. What are some horror films that you like?
Horror films. Okay. Ooh, I want to say I love the movie and the creativity and the play on the genre from Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought that was just a really fun film. And that's probably my favorite, except for oh, I'm forgetting it right now, which is going to drive me crazy. But the zombie flick, Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. I
Oh
freaking
yeah,
love
yeah,
Shaun of the
okay.
Dead. That's a classic.
It is.
Just a fun era. Yeah, those two are probably my 2 favorite horror films off the top of my head. I'm sure I have others, but yeah, that those two are just like they dip into the genre, but they're still
Mhm.
lighthearted and fun. Yeah, those are 2 great pieces of cinema right there.
Okay, sweet, sweet. Those are both really, really great choices too. So that's
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
And what would be a karaoke song that you would sing?
Ooh, I'm a big so this is always a question. I've been on a Queen kick lately if I'm doing karaoke. So we do this thing in the summer and it's coming up. So I've got this on my mind. What's gonna be my wake surfing karaoke song. So you blast music from the boat and then you sit on the back and you can't just wake surf. You have to sing along and kind of dance on the wakeboard, on the surfboard. So last year I was doing a lot of Queen back there. Don't Stop Me Now was one that was rocking a lot. I also am a huge fan of I Believe in a Thing Called Love by the
Oh
Darkness.
yeah, yeah.
I think
I used to
that's a
love that
great karaoke
song.
song. And I've got kind of a higher, whinier voice, and so I like to hit those high notes. And if I don't hit them, then it just kills the audience, which is also fun. So it's a win-win for me, not for them. Uh, so yeah, those are my 2 go-tos at the moment.
Okay, nice. And where can fans find you at? Like, what's your pages and your YouTube and everything?
Okay, so YouTube is here on my shirt. It's the Buttery Bros, Buttery Bros. We have 100 and almost 150 episodes out on YouTube right now, which is
Oh,
each one of them are like 30 minutes long. So there's a lot of me on YouTube. And then Buttery Bros on Instagram or Heber Cannon on Instagram or Twitter are the places you can reach me.
sweet, sweet. And is there anything coming up that you would like to talk about and anything you want to plug?
Um, yeah, I mean, how soon is this coming out?
I will have this up within 2 days.
Okay, so coming out next week, if you're watching now, we'll be in Iceland. We produced 2 different episodes in Iceland. So if you saw Game of Thrones, there's a
Yeah.
character called the Mountain. We worked out with the Mountain at his home gym there in Iceland. His name's Hafthor Bjornsson or Thor. He's also the world's strongest man winner for like 4 years running. He's no longer in that sport because he's a big movie actor now. And also we did a second episode with a bunch of top female CrossFit athletes there, so you can look out for that. And then also you can check out our supplement company Podium, which you can find Podium Nutrition, which is in like GNC stores here around the States. Those are some different projects that we work on.
Oh wow. Okay. Sweet. I'm definitely gonna check out some of your stuff on the YouTube.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious to learn more about CrossFit and working out and stuff. So I'll I'll definitely be watching and learning.
Yeah, let me know what you think.
Yeah, I definitely will. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Like it's been really cool talking to you, and you're 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 really cool, and it's amazing how you travel all over and do all this stuff, and even moving trucks.
That's it. That's it. Thanks, man. Well, have a good time. It's a fun life.
Yes, definitely. All right, buddy. Well, again, thanks again, and have a good night.
Thank you for having me on, man. It's been fun.
Definitely, man.